friends, from today onwards I will be covering the JavaScript series from 0 to advanced level. So what is this high level? High level means every programmer that runs on the computer needs some hardware resources such as memory or CPU. So this is the high level. So coming to the garbage collection, it is basically the algorithm inside the JavaScript engine. What this JS engine will do automatically removes the old and unused object from the computer memory. For example, JavaScript has the one cleaning guy. We clear our memory from time to time. So we don't do it manually in our code. That is nothing but the garbage collections. Interpret it, or we can call as in just in time compiled. Means our computer processor understands only zeros and ones, which is called machine code. In this world, we will be simply writing the human readable code in the JavaScript code, which is abstraction over the machine code. So, but this code need to be transferred to another code. So how this can be transferred to another code means this step can be done by using the interpreted or compiling. So this will happens in the JavaScript engine. What is multi-paradigm? Means it is an approach and the mindset of structuring our code which will direct your coding style and the technique. Like we are having the three types of styling techniques. One is procedure programming, second one is OOPS means object oriented programming language, and third one is functional programming. Important terminology which is used in our JavaScript like event loop, call stack, heap. So I will be explaining one by one. What is mean by single threaded? Event loop, JavaScript engine. The JavaScript is a single threaded language. Means it can only do one thing at a time. So this thread is where our code is actually executed in the machine processor. That means one set of instructions is executed at a time. It is not doing multiple things. So here the biggest way to check is it has only one call stack. So one call stack allows us to run the code at a time. So we never run the functions in parallel. That is nothing but the single thread. Event loop means it takes long running tasks that executes in the background and puts them in the main thread. So let me explain by using the diagram. What do you mean by JavaScript engine? So as earlier I told that the JavaScript engine consists of components. One is call stack and second one is heap memory. So these are the two blocks. One is call stack and another one is heap memory. Inside it is called EC means execution context means where our code is being executed. So what does this call stack does is, whenever you are writing the code, our code is actually executed by using the mechanism called execution context. So coming to the heap memory, what does this heap memory does? These blocks are there, right? These are nothing but the object in the memory. The objects are stored in the pool manner. Means this is unstructured memory pool, which will be storing all the objects that our application needs. How our code compiled in our machine means there is an interpreter. So by using this interpreter, it will transfer the source code and execute the line by line. So basically we're having the two types. One is primitive types and reference types. Primitive types will be stored in the call stack because where the execution context runs. Coming to the heap memory, declaring a variable as an object. So then identifier is created, point the piece of memory in the stack, which intends the point of these are unstructured. Okay, this is the object is actually stored. Get here, I have written three variables and assigned some values. Okay, so here what I am doing is I'm storing some variables or values into that particular variable name. Okay, so all this information means in the JavaScript engine. So we need a place, right, to store all the information. So our object, our data, or our apps to run and keep track what is happening in our code line by line. We are using call stack and a heap memory. So what do you mean by call stack? Means we need to keep a place track whether our code is running in the order or not. What do you mean by heap memory? We need we need to have place to allocate memory or use memory or release memory. Here it will allocate some memory to the string. Here I have declared an object. So it will allocate some memory to the object. So the basic purpose of JavaScript engine is to store the functions and variables as our code execute at each and every entries state of the stack. So this is all about the JavaScript engine.